What's up, people? It's Biz 101. I'm back with another one. I did some research for you guys, to try to help make sure this video is going to be very important. This one right here is major. So this is going to be talking about building and repairing bad credit or no credit. Okay, this is going to be a good video. If you guys have messed up credit, just hit the rewind button. I'm sure nobody has a pen and paper handy to write and follow along, so just go back and rewind it. And I'm putting this up. It's going to stay up for anybody that ever has bad credit they need to repair. Use this video as a reference point, because I'm going to be dropping some major gems in this video. Now, before I get to that, I heard somebody say, why he got basketball hoop on rocks? Well, we don't intend to dribble out here, obviously, because it's a basketball hoop on rocks. We just use that to get my jump shot right, my son jump shot right. I love basketball, so I just want to shoot. If we want to dribble, we go in the garage over there. So that's why I got the basketball hoop on rocks. But, yeah. So the biggest thing you need to do, if you know you have bad credit or you haven't established any credit, you want to pull your credit report. Everybody gets one pull free every year to pull the credit report. All right, you got 3 different credit bureaus. One is Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Those are the 3 different credit bureaus. Okay, so you want to get a copy of your report from each of them, because some of them might have one thing and the other one won't. The score that the lenders use, the banks and all your people that get mortgages, is going to be something called a FICO score. The FICO score is an average of all of those 3. So you're going to get a score from Experian, you're going to get a score from TransUnion, and you're going to get a score from Equifax. And the average of those scores is going to be called your FICO score. That's going to be the score that they look at and say, okay, out of all these 3, we average him and his score is this, right? So you want to try to get that credit score and know where you stand, because the object of the game is to build your credit. You have to start somewhere. If you don't pull your credit, then that tells me that you don't care and you don't want to even try. So you need to pull your credit and see what the credit score is. A lot of people use Credit Karma. Credit Karma is not accurate enough to get with this bad credit established. You want to get it established. So you can try Credit Karma, but I recommend just getting a real pull from the actual bureaus. You just go on the website, which would be Experian. You Google it, Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. Okay, once you know your score, right, you have to understand what is the biggest portion of your credit, right? It'll be late payments. Your payment history is the biggest part of your credit. You might see some trees down. We had thunderstorms and stuff. I gotta get the people to come over here and clean this up. This just happened like maybe 2-3 days ago. These trees, they all down. But yeah, the reason why I walk around is so I could give you something to look at, because I'm working now to get my laptop and all that stuff. You guys have motivated me to get this channel right. I want to make it as professional as I can, so that you can have a better experience. But anyway, the biggest portion of your credit is your payment history. That makes up 35% of your credit. It'll be from payment history. If you miss one payment, that's bad. You don't want that. That's 35% of your score. So if you miss a payment, your score gonna go down, and it's gonna go down drastically. All right. Another percent is the amount you owe. That's your utilization rate. The key is never go above 30% utilization rate on your credit, right? So you want to make sure you keep your balance 30% of the limit they give you on your credit. Okay, that's 30. That makes up 30% of your overall score. So those 2 categories right there, the payment history and the credit utilization, the amount that you owe, that make up 65% of your total credit score. Those are the 2 main categories you have to focus on. All right. The next thing is the length of credit. That's how long you have had credit. how long have you been in a relationship with a bank to establish any type of credit? All right. Then it got 10% of your score would be new credit. That's any amount of any credit that you open up recently. That's all that means. Any credit you open up recently. All right. And then the last portion of your credit score is made up of the type of credit you have. You want to diversify your credit. Say, what does that mean, diversify your credit? Diversifying your credit means you want different types of credit. You want a loan, you want a car payment, credit cards, you want things of that nature. You're not just credit card, because you want to have another form of loan on your history as well. That shows them that you're responsible and you can make different payments on different things. That just gives you a better overall credit score. All right. Now, for those of you that have bad credit, once you pull your credit and you see what's on there, that's the first step. You got to know where you at. You got to crawl before you walk. The first thing you want to do, if you know you have outstanding payments on your joint, you got to dispute it. Number one, you dispute it. Okay? How you dispute it is you saying, hey, that's not mine. Even if you know that that's not yours, because it's a law, right? In order to dispute your credit, you go on like Equifax or Experian. They have template letters that show you how to, that's like give you a guideline on what to write so you could dispute it. You know, that you download them and you fill them out and you mail it to the actual credit bureau agency. All three of them, right? Okay. Once you get those dispute letters in, they have 30 days in order to respond to you and tell you that that's yours or not. If not, they have to remove it. That's a law. So you must take advantage of that, okay? You have to dispute it first before you go paying anybody, anything. You dispute all whatever's on your credit, you dispute it. They have 30 days. If they don't respond to you in 30 days, that has to come off your credit. So that's good. So you want to take advantage of that. That's your first move. All right. Now, say you disputed it and they come back and say, hey, this is yours. We verified this debt. It belongs to you. The next thing you want to do is call the creditor that is listed. Because once you owe somebody, like say I owe a Sprint bill or AT&T, and I don't pay AT&T for a few years or a year or two, they then in turn give it to another company, which is the credit people that call and bug you. That's not AT&T. That's a third party. They sold that debt to somebody else and that person, they sold it to them for a low fee. So what you want to do is call them. Say you owe $500 on something and you ain't paid it in a year. You call the person that's holding the account, the debt. You call them and say, hey, I'm trying to clean my credit up. I think I owe $500 for this bill, but I don't have $500. Can I give you $150, $200? If they say yes, before you pay them, you want to say, okay, send me a letter saying that you agreed to take this off of my credit and that you want to remove it and get a settled file, right? You want to make sure that file is settled and they remove it off your credit report. If they agree to that, that's when you go ahead on and pay them, and it'll take 1 or 2 months for it to fall off your credit. In 1 or 2 months, you'll see it fall off of there. Now, you want to tackle your credit, the smallest one first, right? The smallest one first. So if you got a $500 bill, a $1,000 bill, and a $1,500 bill, you go for that $500 bill first. Because once you see that you successful with one, it's going to motivate you to do the next one and the next one and the next one. So that's key. That's another step, okay? So if you're not willing to do any of this stuff, then you're not willing to get good credit. And then you could just, stop even trying. Because I want you guys to be successful, okay? And you have to do this stuff if you want your credit. And then you must teach your kids this stuff. This is not the part you want to teach your kids because you don't want them to fall victim to have to go through this, all right? So this is for you that are messed up, that want to try to fix things, okay? All right. After 7 years, everything falls off your credit anyway. Repossessions, whatever. So 7 years, you have to wait 7 years and then it falls off your credit. That's another law. you know, unless it's like a judgment from a court or something like that. Then, or student loans, I don't think they fall off your credit either after 7 years. But mostly everything, bankruptcy, everything falls off after 7 years. All right. Now, once you did all this stuff and you know where you stand at, now it's time to rebuild the credit, right? Rebuilding the bad credit. It's a few things you could do. Two main things is get an authorized user, which is authorized user is somebody you know that's responsible, that pay their bills on time. Ask them, could they add you to their account? They add you to the account. A credit card will come in your name. They'll take it, rip it up, and they won't use it, but you will be on that person's account. That person's credit reflects on you. But, you know, make sure it's somebody you know that's responsible, because if they end up messing up, then you mess up. That's a risky move, unless it's somebody you know that's responsible, you know. The major step that you can do, right, is get a secure credit card. A secure credit card is basically like a security deposit. You go in the bank, you give them $300, $300 to $500, whatever. It's actually $200 to $500, depending on which card you get. And they will give you a credit card based on the amount you gave them. So it's like a fair exchange. They basically giving you credit with your money because they don't trust you. They want to make sure that if you don't pay them, they got your money as collateral. So it's basically you putting up collateral for the credit. Once you prove yourself, then they give you an unsecured card. That's the difference between an unsecured card. Unsecured card, you don't have to put up a security deposit. A secure card, you have to put up a security deposit to secure that credit that they give you, right? This is how you rebuild, okay? Now I want to tell you about the different types of cards to go get, all right? Now, if you just have horrible credit and you just trying to start somewhere, it's a spot for everybody. They have this thing called Self. It's like an app on your phone. It's a fintech. So it's like it's new age. Basically what that is, it's like you pay a payment to yourself. So they basically you sign up for this thing called Self, and they report these payments to the credit bureau. It's a pretty good setup for somebody that's very, very bad credit. You would just pay, like, say you agree to pay $35 a month. They take your $35, put it in a separate account, and at the end of the year, they give you all that money back that you put in there, but they also report those payments to the credit bureau. So it's like you paying something $35 a month. It's reporting to the credit bureau, but at the end of your term, they give you all the money that you put in there, they give it all back. So it's basically like a savings account, pay yourself. That's something called Self, right? You want to look that up in the App Store. That's if you just horrible and you have bad credit, right? And it's not going anywhere. Another card you want to do, I'm going to give you a list of cards here that I feel that are very good. I did research and I checked them out already. And there's two of them on this list that you would get. It'll be really beneficial to help you learn, you know. The first ones I'm going to say, they're going to be the ones for like people with horrible credit, you know. Citibank, right? You want to get not these ones that say like credit one. They send you in the mail. They trying to get your business. You don't want those cards because those are bottom feeder cards. You want an actual card that's mainstream bank. You want a mainstream bank, something like Citibank. That's the first one I'm telling you about. So when you see those credit one cards come in the mail, throw them out. Don't even sign up, because they only gonna give you a limit $200. Then they're gonna charge you $75 annual fee. So basically, as soon as you get the card, you in debt. You don't even know it. You mad, frustrated. Don't do that. All these credit cards I'm gonna tell you right now are no annual fees. You know, so that way you don't have to pay just to hold the card. Every card that I have has no annual fees. We're not paying to hold this card. It's multiple banks out here. They all competing for your business. So you do not have to pay an annual fee, okay? Citibank Secure Card, that's the first one, right? Apply for that if you just in the pits and you trying to get out. Credit score go anywhere from 300 to 800. If you got like a 400 score, you might have to settle for a Citibank card. Capital One has a secure card. You want to try them after if you know, next leg up. So try for your Capital One secure card. All right. You see it's getting dark out here. I'm just trying to give you guys something to look at, because I do appreciate, I don't want you just looking at a wall and stuff like that. That's messed up. So, all right. The next one on my list is going to be Discover It. It's called Discover It card. This card has no annual fee, $200 minimum security deposit, okay? So you basically, you go look for the Discover It card. You put $200 down, they'll give you a card that's valued at $200. So you didn't lose anything with that transaction, right? This is the benefits of it. This is why it's so good, because you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to establish your credit for real. They give you 2% back on gas in restaurants. So this would be, if you got this Discover It card, I would tell you only use it for gas and going to the restaurants. They give you 2% back on every purchase you make at a gas station or at a restaurant. A restaurant would be McDonald's, Burger King, a dinner that you take your lady on or something. But remember, it's only valued at $200. And you don't never want that balance to go over 30% of the 200, which would be something like $60 or $70. That's why I use it for gas only. Just use it for gas, or like McDonald's or something. Every time you use it, you just pay the bill. Don't not pay the bill. Make sure you have the money before you use the card. That is the problem with a lot of people. You will pass the bill over and just take your cash and spend it on something else. You're wasting your time doing that. Because as soon as you pay the bill, the credit line is open back to you again. So don't do that. That's where you get yourself in this trouble in the first place. You know? All right. They give you 1% back on anywhere else. This is the Discover It card. All right. Everything you get from your rewards that you piled up, which is that 3%, that 2% back on gas and 1%, everything that you accumulate after a year, they double it. So they say you earned $50 through the year on rewards point. At the end of the year, they'll match your 50. Only for the first year, they'll match your 50 and give you 50. So that'll be $100 back right there. All right. And then you can graduate from that card to an unsecured card after around 8 months. The average people that have it, they say around after 8 months, they will automatically upgrade you from a secure credit card to an unsecured credit card. Now you rolling. And when that happens, they give you your security deposit back, that $200 coming back to you. And then now you have a unsecured card because you proved yourself. You show that you're worthy of credit. It's all about credit worthiness. But this is the key. If you leave a balance there, they're going to charge you 22.99% interest every month that you leave a balance on there. So that's why I say only use it for gas, okay? Only use it for gas. Don't use it for nothing else. If you don't have the money and you can't pay that bill, don't use the card, right? The next one is probably my favorite one. It's going to be the Bank of America Cash Rewards card. Bank of America, as you know, is a big bank. Cash Rewards is a secure credit card. Cash Rewards, secure credit card. It's no annual fee. This one is a $300 minimum deposit. So if you got a little extra money, $300, and you want to start building it, you go for this one right here. The Bank of America Cash Rewards, right? No annual fee. $300 down for your security deposit. They're going to give you, it's like you give up $300, they're going to give you back $300 on a credit card. This one is 3% back on any category you want. So when you get this card, you figure out, man, what can I use this card for? I want to use it for gas. If you want it for gas, they're going to give you 3% back on your gas purchase. Every time you swipe that card, they're going to give you 3% back. But remember, you only have a $300 limit. You only could go up to 30% of that. So that'd be like $150. No, that's 50%. You only could use like $100, $110, $120. Do not spend more than that and leave that as a balance that looks bad on you. If you go over 30% of your overall limit, that looks bad on you. That will decrease your score. Okay? Right. So once you do this stuff, also, the card, the Bank of America Cash Reward card, give you 2% back on your groceries. So you could get this card and just go grocery shopping with it. This is how you establish your credit, right? This is not going to be the end game. This is going to be, in the end, you're going to have, the goal is to get credit cards with high limits. That's the goal, that you can use anything. But these cards are starting to build your credit, right? And then they give you 1% anywhere else. So you get 3% on a category of your choice, which would be gas or food or whatever you want. And that's the only time you use that card, not for anything else, right? And you make sure you pay that balance in full every month. So if you don't have the money, you're not buying anything. You're only going to buy gas or whatever your category was. They give you 2% automatically on groceries and 1% anywhere else you lose it. This one takes a little longer to graduate. because they're trying to make sure that you're good. Obviously, it's the Bank of America, the actual national bank. Once you hold this card for like a year or longer, like maybe a year and 2 months, something like that, before 18 months, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, they're going to graduate you to the upgraded unsecured credit card. Now you're on your way. You started establishing credit. By this time, your score will probably be around 640, something like that. And then now we're going to go to the next level of credit cards in the next video. Guys, please listen. I'm very serious. Your kids need to understand this information, okay? And I'm no better than you. I had to take these same steps that I'm talking about. I want everybody to succeed, not just me, not just rich people. People like me, like you, your kids, and everybody else. Everybody can succeed, but you have to want to do it. It starts with you. You have to make the decision that, you know what, I'm going to build this credit up. If you don't make that decision in your life, can't nobody else make it for you, okay? So I'm here, and I'm telling you, I'm walking around my house trying to give you a view. I'm going to do the best I can and get a laptop. I got a room already in my house that's ready for this. And I'm going to set up something, and I'm going to make sure I have the visuals on the screen. I want to get it more professional. I'm talking with some brothers. You know them. I don't even want to talk about these people because I don't want to get the drama on this channel at all. But I'm talking with some brothers that could help me. They do this stuff. You probably already know the people I'm talking about, okay? They're going to help me, and we're going to get this ball rolling because I want to serve the community. I want people to become great. I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm bragging and this and that. I want you guys to come on this journey with me, okay? So with that being said, this was a very important video, okay? If you didn't write anything down, don't worry. You have a rewind button. You can rewind it. I'm going to leave this video posted forever. If you need to fall back on any information I just said here, just come back to the video, rewatch it, skip to the part or whatever like that, all right? Thank you for listening. Have a nice day, and let's keep it moving. We're on a mission to get this bread. We try and get this money. All right, take it easy.